What's going on, guys? Thanks for watching Keep Calm and Game On. In this episode, we're playing some more Darkest Depths on the PC. New update just hit. Well, I guess earlier this morning. But we're going to jump in. A few different enemies, some boss tweaks, and, you know, patches and whatnot. Bug fixes, all that good stuff. So we're just going to hop in. And we're going to hit New Game. As always, if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. You know the drill. And if you happen to watch this live, like right now, drop some comments. I'll try to respond whenever I get a chance. And if you come across the video after it's done broadcasting, drop a comment anyway, and I will try to respond. First chance I get. So, we're just loading the dungeon here. Just waiting for it to load. We may have frozen up. We may have frozen up, guys. I don't know. Oh, here we go. I literally just installed the patch, so... Okay, so... let's grab our gun. Got the scatter gun to start off with. And this is also on sale at the moment with the big Halloween sale that's going on. So if you want to get it for a little bit cheaper, I put the link in the description. That will take you to the Steam page, and you can check it out for yourself. Okay, so opening the door. That guy's really big. Holy smokes. Okay, try to take him out first, maybe. I don't think he wants to be taken out. Okay. There's also been some tweaks as far as health regeneration goes, so it should be a little bit more difficult. Take these guys out. And as always, I'm gonna give like feedback as I play, because the developer watches a lot of my streams, so I like to give feedback, kind of play test it in a way. Alrighty, and these guys just don't want to die. And I have kind of noticed that some of these guys are purple, so it just took me a little while to, like this guy, he's a different color than some of them. I mean, you can't tell a lot. I'm pretty sure this is the different color one. But I had the idea of like maybe using like glowing gauntlets on their arms, because then you could just change the color of the gauntlet to kind of show which power level they are. You could have 3 different colors like green, yellow, and blue, or maybe, you know, red, something like that. So that way you wouldn't have to change the entire color of the enemy. You could just put some glowing gauntlets, because like the glowing eyes stand out pretty well, but the skin color doesn't stand out that well. So the gauntlet idea might be something you could use. I'm going to go with health. Okay, and this guy keeps spawning the baddies. I think I killed him. Let me take out him. Also really glad that there's a sprint in there now. There's 3 sizes, and every size is different texture. They also have different eye colors. Okay, oh, do they have different eye colors? Let me see. Oh yeah, this one's kind of a bluish. Oh. Okay, got that. So the developer's actually in the chat if you guys want to ask him any questions. By the way, check out Kyle Gilmore's channel. He's the guy behind this game. Oh lord. Okay, let me just grab this. Take out these dudes. I did come across the hellhound looking thingies when I played it this morning. Pretty legit. Really like their animations. Oh goodness. I think there's still a mage up there or something. Maybe? Whoop. Whoa. That guy just ran up that tree branch. Oh, we got a mage, buddy. Okay, let me take that dude out. Whoa, whoa. It's that thing that picked me up. Okay. Gonna find the door. Because I think we killed all the bad guys. It's not over there. Somewhere around here. I really like the root system too. Makes the levels look a lot cooler. Really like that, how it kind of wraps around and stuff. Okay, here we go. This is the way we need to go. But from what I can tell, the it feels a little bit more balanced as far as like the health goes. Feels a little more difficult. Okay, let's do this. Oh, there's one of the new enemy types. It's like that bombardier thing. Bomb thrower. I've noticed that only a few of them pop in each room. It would be cool if like more of them popped in. Does this guy teleport actually? Because I know he like, oh, I see, he moves around. I like that. Oh, buddy, I need to take out this mage. Okay. There he is. This guy just doesn't want to die. Where'd he go? Did I kill him? I think I killed him. One thing I will say is I'm not sure if I love the fact that the mages just constantly spawn enemies, because I'm gonna die. Because it's like you always have to take out the mages first, and you can't like focus on any other enemies until those mages are dead, otherwise they'll just keep spawning. I feel like maybe there's a better way to do that, because like you always have to take out the mages first. I think the game froze up on me. So actually, I'm going to restart the game because I think I opened it wrong or something. So let me just exit that. 1 second, guys. Bring this back up. Hit the play button. I really like that the route springs to the gameplay as you just saw with the dude running up the route. Yeah, I agree. And I really like the bombardier enemies, how they kind of move around. I just think there needs to be maybe more of them. And also, like whenever you enter a room, it feels like all the enemies spawn at once. It feels like that's a little bit different with this newest patch. I don't know if you tweaked anything, but it still feels like they just kind of all spawn in at the same time all around you. Where I think maybe a better way to do it would be to have like, you know, like 3 or 4 enemies spawn, and then like nothing else will spawn until those 4 enemies are like killed, and then like the next little wave will spawn, and then you kill those, and then like the next little wave will spawn, instead of just having everything jump into the level at one time. But I don't know, because then you could like focus on individual enemies. Like if you spawned in like a wave of those bombardier, which, you know, the bombardier ones, you take those out, then there's like another little wave of like the guys that throw stuff at you, and you can kind of mix and match them. But I just feel like everything spawns in at the same time, and it's like, especially if there's mages, it's like you gotta take out the mages, but then you're kind of just spraying and spraying. And I just feel like the enemies would work better if they were like spawned in at separate times. I don't know. I don't know how hard that would be to do, but maybe like, especially on like smaller rooms, like maybe just have like 3 of them spawn, and then, you know, you focus on those 3. And then when you're on the last one, then maybe 2 more spawn or something. Maybe it already does that. I just don't notice. But yeah, I feel like I need to add that visual effect to spawn point spawners as well. They do not have to run into spawn points not knowing. Like, yeah, those are much cooler than I expected. Okay, let me see here. And again, it could just be because I'm also streaming. It was running fine on my parents' computer when I was over at my parents' house. But again, it could just be because I'm streaming. Okay, so let's try this out again. See what happens. See, like it's... Oh, there's... See, look. Because it kind of just spawns all the enemies. I mean, it spawns the mage, and then the mage starts spawning enemies. But it's like everything gets too hectic way too fast. I want to take out these smaller enemies first, because I want to look at that hellhound thing. So I'm going to try not to kill that right away, because it has like a really cool animation to it. I just don't want to kill it because I want to show you guys up close and personal. I have noticed that the hellhound probably needs to be tweaked a little bit, because as you can see, he's kind of just sitting there at the moment. Let me upgrade my character real quick. As you can see, he's just kind of sitting here. But look at this animation. Like, check this out. Like, that's a real... Like, this thing feels like the most real. Like, out of every enemy in the game, this one, like, looks and, like, animates the best. It just looks so awesome. Then he kind of follows you around. So he's like always facing you. But like he won't attack you unless you shoot him first. And then he kind of jumps toward you. And then he kind of chase you down like this. But then he kind of just stops. And he just kind of sits there, wags his tail. Kind of in an attack stance. And then... But like he'll only like charge you if like you attack him first. So I feel like it needs to be tweaked a little bit. I mean, I could just walk around and he's... Oh god, well... I mean, it's like kind of hit and miss. But he doesn't like constantly attack you. I do like the idea of like having to kill this guy before you can open a door though, because I think that's what you said in the Discord. So like, let me see if I can just run away. Because like now he's following me, but then other times he'll just kind of sit there. I want to test out if I can open this door. Yep, doors are locked. Yeah, so you have to kill these guys in order to get the doors to open. And I know you literally just put this guy in the game, so I know he can like be tweaked and whatnot. Probably have to work out the bugs, but I like the idea of having to kill those guys in order to get the door open. I wouldn't know that, however, unless I got your note in the Discord about it. But you could even make it so... I'm trying to figure out like how you would like let a player know that you have to kill the Hellhound before the door opens. Well, I guess they would... I guess in these smaller rooms they just know because there's obviously one enemy left, being that enemy, and then the door won't open, so it's like, okay, gotta kill that guy for the door to open. But like in bigger rooms it might not be as obvious. I guess you could just say like kill Hellhound whenever you press the button. That's a little bit... I mean, that's a lot of text to read, so... I feel like if the Hellhound dropped like a key, and then, you know, like a glowing key, glowing sphere or something, and you picked it up, and then you walk over to the door, and then like the door would open. You know what I mean? But then you'd have to kind of put something in the door, like, you'd kind of have to make the door different. So I know it's probably a lot more work, but I do like the idea of like some enemies dropping objects in order to open a door. And I guess you could just do it like it is now and just like you kill the enemy, walk over to the door, open it. But if it actually dropped an object that you had to pick up and then walk over to the door, it would kind of give it that Zelda vibe. It's like, whoa, I have to kill this guy, take something over there, you know, complete some kind of task. I've been having problems recording today. It runs fine for me until I start recording, then I get an FPS drop. Yeah, I've been thinking about how to show them without straight up telling them. Yeah, because like, I really like the idea of like some enemies dropping a key that you have to like pick up and then take to the door. And then you could simply say, instead of like doors locked, you could say find key. And then obviously when you kill an enemy, you'd see the key and it's like, okay, take it to the door. That type of thing. So I guess you wouldn't have to animate the door any different. Because I was thinking of like having an orb that kind of shows up in the left corner that just kind of floats there until you take it to the door and then it disappears and opens. That's a lot to add. You could just say, you know, find key. And then you just make the item that the creature drops look like a key. And then, you know, that would be kind of straightforward, but it'd still work. And it would kind of give the players, you know, give them a task to do. So let's open up this. Let's kill this guy real quick. And again, I really like the idea of enemies doing like different things. Like it could kind of be the same enemy type, but so like, for example, you have a mage, right? And the mages, they throw those hands out, those kind of greenish hands, and when they hit the ground, they make like a bubble, kind of like a toxic bubble thing that kind of slows you down. That could be like one mage's attack, but then you could have a mage with like different colored gauntlets. Like let's say that's the default mage, makes the bubbles with the hands. And then like the next mage has like blue gauntlets on, and then that shoots like a blue hand. But when the hand hits the ground, it kind of walks toward you and then explodes or something. I think it'd just look really cool if it walked toward you. That's probably a lot to animate. But, you know, just have like 3 different enemy types within the same kind of class, but their attacks are slightly different. You know what I mean? And then some mages could just spawn enemies in. And that's like all they do. They just kind of float around and spawn enemies. And then other mages, you know, shoot the hand that explodes, and then another mage shoots the hand that explodes and then kind of walks toward you. But I don't know if every mage should just do the spawn enemy thing. Because I feel like whenever there's a mage in the room, it's like you have to kill that mage first in order for the enemies to stop spawning. So I'm sure there's some way to do it. Yeah, there are 2 wizards right now. The reddish one doesn't do slow their hands. Create those crazy green spinning blade things. Oh, they create the spinning blade things? I thought those just spawn in the level, like when you start. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I just think, like, the different enemy types need, like, kind of similar attacks, but they vary, you know what I mean? So it's like they actually feel different. Because, like, I feel like when you have multiple mages, like 3 mages in a room at one time, it's just too many enemies spawning all at once. But, like, you could vary it up and, like, have 3 different mage types. Like, one mage just does the spawning, and then one mage just throws the hand that, like, makes a bubble, and then the other mage just, like, either throws the hand that walks toward you or does, like, some kind of different thing. But I think not every mage should do, you know, spawn in stuff, because then it just gets way too crazy. And I don't know if I don't know if the enemies will keep spawning as long as there's a mage in the room. Like will it just keep spawning enemies, like, over and over? Or is there, like, a certain amount of enemies that spawn in before will stop? Like, does that make sense? Like, if they spawn, like, 2 enemies, and then if you kill those 2 enemies, you know, it spawned 2 more enemies. You know what I mean? But I feel like it just keeps spawning enemies, like, and it just gets way too overwhelming, way too fast. But if they just, like, spawned 1 enemy at a time or 2 enemies at a time, it'd be a little bit more manageable. Because right now it's just, like, everything is just, it's too many things on screen at once, and sometimes it's hard to kind of keep track of what's happening. Well, the Dervish wizards shouldn't spawn enemies because they do the blades. I'll change that. Yeah, see, I didn't even know they spawn the blades until you just literally just told me right now. So I would have known that unless you told me that. Let's go through here. And do they spawn the same enemy types? Like, do the mages always spawn these guys here? Like these guys with the 2 hands? Do they always spawn those guys, or do they spawn different enemies as well? Because you could also make it like... Because I feel like they always spawn these guys. If some of the mages, like, maybe spawned... I don't know, like, those flying bombardiers or something. Because I'm trying... So we got 3 of them right now. I want to see... And then this guy spawned in. I don't know if he was always there or not. Let me take this dude out, because I'm gonna die. But when there's like 3 or 4 mages in the same area and they're all like throwing these bubbles, it just gets way too crazy. Get that gold though. Yeah, wizards only spawn the rushers and exploders. Okay. And you could even make it so, like, when a mage spawns something in, like, it'll kind of be floating there, and then it'll, like, you know, spawn something in, and then the mage will disappear until those 2 enemies, or however many enemies that spawn, are killed, and then he'll, like, pop back in, and then he'll spawn some more enemies, and then pop back out. So it's kind of like, you have, like, kind of like a short window to take out the mage in order for him to stop spawning enemies. But then you don't have to. But when the mage doesn't spawn in, like when he disappears, you have time to take out the enemies, kind of clear the room, and then he'll spawn back in. Then you have a short time period to take him out, as opposed to him just always being on screen, throwing stuff at you, and then having to deal with the things he spawns at the same time. Like, you know, kind of have him pop out. Maybe like lessen the damage on the mages, but like have them pop in and out. That way they'll still stay around for a while, but you kind of have to like pick your shots. So they're kind of like mini bosses in a way, but not mini bosses. You know what I mean? I just like the idea of them kind of just disappearing until you kill the enemies and then spawning back in. So I think you can do a lot with the mages. You could even have certain... I'm gonna die. You could even have certain mages like just kind of float around and kind of shield enemies. Like make a force field or make certain enemies stronger, but not necessarily actually attack you. Like attack you themselves. They're just like, as long as they're in the room, they're like making a certain enemy stronger, giving them a shield or something. So I think there's a lot of variation you can do with the same type of enemy. You just kind of change up how their attacks work. Alright. Ooh, I gotta upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade my damage. Yeah, wizards only spawn, the rushers. Okay. What? I got cold feet. What is that? I didn't read what it said. Water. Water. This is the door we go through. Okay, so with the Slayer thing down there, how does that work exactly? Like, does it work like it keeps track of the enemies you've killed, but does that go away as soon as you take damage? Because that would make sense. Like, it's like you've killed this many enemies in a row before you took damage from an enemy. Because wait, it just disappeared. So how does that that kind of, how does that work? Cold feet has a chance to slow enemies on hit. Okay. Okay, let's grab this door. And with this room, something I've noticed is like when you spawn through that door, the level works a little bit better because the first platform is lower. But when you spawn in the opposite side of the door, it's like almost impossible to get up there. Like you always fall down, and then you're just kind of like sprinting through the acid because it's way too high up. I feel like both platforms by the doors need to be like on the ground more, because it's like you can't get up there no matter what. Almost, it's like you always end up falling there. It's just easier to kind of sprint through the room. I know there's a treasure chest there, but I feel like that platform needs to be lowered or something, because it works fine when you spawn over here, but not so much when you spawn on the opposite side. And again, with these eyeballs, I feel like keep the way they look, but instead of them shooting brown bouncy things that bounce around, make the projectile smaller and have them be like blue or something, so they'll kind of look like tears. Because I kind of imagine, you know, an eyeball shooting like tears or something, you know. And I feel like when they bounce around, it just makes everything look way too hectic, and it makes the sound effects way too hectic too, because you hear in all the bounces. If they just like shot a projectile that disappeared on impact, I think it would work a lot better, and they wouldn't be as annoying as they are. Because usually I just avoid them because they're not very fun to kill. But I think if you added that slight variation, got rid of the bouncing mechanic, I think that'd work a lot better. It'd feel a lot better. I do like how these. Whoop! I was gonna show you. Dang it! I do like those. The what do you call them? The like the raffle type thing. Like what's the name of it? The like casino type mechanic that are linked to those. Okay, let me grab the bounce gun. Let's get in here. I think the change made the combo last too long. Oh, you mean with the the combo kill thing? I mean, I like the idea of it keeping track of how many enemies you killed, but I feel like that it should either like go away whenever you take damage, so it's like you've killed this enemy, you've killed this many enemies without taking damage, that type of thing, or it kind of keeps track of your kills and you can chain your kills together, so maybe earn more experience or whatever. But yeah, I think it lasts a little bit too long if that's what you're going for. Where's that mage? Come on, buddy. Grab that. And we're gonna try out this thing in a second. If I don't die again. Oh. And I feel like these guys throw the rocks. I feel like they need to have like another attack linked to them. Like, is this guy spawned in the wall? I think I got him. Cause like, let me kill this guy too. Cause like what I mean is, like they'll spawn in, and then they'll kind of charge toward you, but then they'll stop and then pick up a rock and then throw it at you. I feel like that's a good ranged attack, but it doesn't really make sense for them to kind of stop and then throw stuff. Like if they ran toward you, kind of swiped at you a couple times, and then like if you backed away, then they'll pick up rocks and then throw it at you. But for them to kind of always keep a distance and throw rocks, I mean, I guess it works. But I feel like there could be like some alternate attack that they do as well. I don't know. I made it to give you the reason to push into the fight instead of always circle strafing. I think I'm just going to make it flat 8 seconds so every kill resets it to 8 seconds. That could work. Okay, so let's try out this this thing here. So I'm going to gamble 10 coins. Wait. 10 coins. Gave me some damage. Gave me a jump. 33 coins. Didn't do anything. I don't get enough for the next one. So I like that. It's like, if I was a new player, I wouldn't know these things did that though, because you have to get pretty close. Like, so if there is some way to make these things stand out a bit more, or like maybe have a sign over it, like, I don't know, maybe some kind of logo or something to let players know that this is like, you know what I mean? Because right now it just kind of looks part of the scenery. I mean, it does kind of stand out because, you know, it's a cool looking color, but it's like you could just walk past it if you're a new player and you won't even know. So I think it's a work in progress. I do like that that you can gamble with them now. The rock is response to getting hit at range. Okay. Let's go through this door. Yeah, maybe like a coin icon or something, you know, something that floats on it to kind of let players know that like this is something they can interact with. Because again, like you could be doing all this stuff and then you wouldn't even know until you kind of, you know what I mean? So something to kind of point out that this is a point of interest, if that makes sense. Or maybe like a slot machine thingy up there, or I don't know how you would do it, but where's the door? Where's the exit? I'm also thinking, I mean, I bring up the doors a lot, and I definitely think they're an improvement, and I like the way they look. I still think they need some kind of light strip on the front, because they would just look really cool. And I feel like maybe they kind of jut out a little bit too much. Like, I feel like if it was like half this size and it was kind of like buried in the wall a bit more, like, it definitely looks cool to have it stick out, but maybe only have it like stick out like halfway, and then like a little light bar, because it like juts out a lot and it takes up a lot of room space in the smaller rooms, and then you kind of run into this issue of it kind of floating like that. If you kind of had it buried into the wall a bit more, it might look a little bit more natural. And then having some kind of runes or light strip on the front. Again, I'm just nitpicking, but it's just something I noticed. I've noticed that some of the rooms, they kind of just, they don't exactly fit right all the time. I just really want something on the front. But they could use a new attack though. Yeah. Their IA is set up to try slap you, but if they take damage on the path toward you, they return fire, basically. Okay. Yeah, I think if that was tweaked, because I always, you know, obviously you're always trying to shoot them at range. You don't want them to get close. But yeah. So let me go through here. Also, some of these walkways, like especially in like the bigger rooms, because there's some of these spiral rooms that like the walkways are a little bit narrow. Like in this, it's fine, but there's some rooms where it kind of like makes squares and whatnot with these same rocks, and I feel like it's really easy to kind of fall off. So I think some of the rocks need to be a little bit wider in certain parts of different rooms, because it's just really hard to kind of fall off and you fall way back to the bottom. I guess that's part of the challenge, but it gets annoying sometimes. Grab the treasure. Also with the treasure, like, does the treasure shoot out of the box in a random direction each time, or is there like a certain direction it shoots out? Because sometimes I feel like the treasure kind of shoots backward, like it kind of shoots backward, and then you kind of have to walk behind the box to grab it, or it will kind of like shoot off the ledge you're trying to get it. Like if it's on a ledge like this, it'll kind of just like shoot out the back and fall down. Maybe if it like didn't, oh, the box just disappeared there. Maybe like if the box, like if the treasure kind of, what's hitting me right now? Oh Lord, and I'm dead. I guess there was a mage up there. Like if it kind of spilled out of the box instead of just like shot up, or maybe like increase the distance that it goes up, or kind of have it shoot forward or something a little bit. Because it kind of takes a while to actually pick up the coins. So maybe like decrease the springiness of the coins when they come out of the box. Random direction, I don't really control it because of how the room's built in different directions. Okay, makes sense. Grab this. Boink. Okay, let's do this. My nose is gonna start itching. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go. See, I'm gonna walk into a room and see then like 3 enemies spawn at once. Well, I guess a lot more. Like if they had different spawn timers, because it's like they all spawned in at the same time for the most part. It's like it'd be cool like if you killed, you know, 1 enemy, then 2 more would spawn in, and then after you kill those 2, like 1 more would spawn in, or like 3 more would spawn in. You know, something to kind of vary it up. And maybe that's how it works now. I just haven't noticed. But I feel like you walk into a room and just like, boom, all the enemies are just spawning it all at once. Like I think if they spawned in at different times after you killed, you know, different enemies, that way you could like kind of focus on a couple enemies at a time as opposed to just like everything coming in at once. Because then when you like put the bombardiers and like the chargers and stuff in the levels, you have a little bit more time to actually focus on that enemy and try to kill it and, you know, deal with what his attack is, rather than just kind of praying and spraying and just missing what that attack was in the first place because it just blows up. Like every enemy needs to feel like its own little challenge. So like almost every area needs to kind of feel like, what's the word for it? Like its own kind of, like they'll spawn in different waves, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it already does that, but these little eyeballs, man. These little eyeballs. And also, again, I'm just nitpicking here. I know that all this can be tweaked later, but I feel like these grates in the floor, they're just kind of randomly placed. They feel like they're just randomly placed sometimes, and it doesn't always like make sense why they're placed in certain spots. I mean, like this is just kind of there, and then that one's there. Like if they had like a more uniformed look, I think it would add a little bit more polish. Because like this one's there, then this one's kind of over here. No, you have all 3 depending on the room. Yeah, that's how the wave spawners were, and everyone wanted something more controlled, so I added the nests, and then everyone wanted them to spawn instantly. Yeah, I think there's some kind of middle ground, like as far as spawning goes. Or like when you enter a room, like maybe 1 enemy spawns or 2 enemies spawn like kind of close to you, but then, you know, some more enemies spawn over here, like 2 more spawn over here. And then once you know what I mean? Like kind of vary up where they spawn and like how, like the time, there needs to be some type of time difference from when they spawn. It's like 2 of them spawn, kill those 2, and then like 2 more spawn. So just like you're not always overwhelmed Because I kind of just feel like they all spawn at once. And they always kind of spawn like on top of you. Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some eyeball or something that's going to spawn over here when I go over here. Let me see. Maybe not. Sometimes there is. But it's like there needs to be a longer distance. They need to spawn a longer distance away. Because it feels like they just... You'll get to like certain parts in the room and then they'll just kind of boom. Right on top of you. It's like they need to spawn a little bit ahead so you can kind of see what's coming. So you can kind of decide in your mind how you want to face and take on that enemy, as opposed to it just like you're walking and then boom, it's in your face. Now I'm leaning toward just having enemies already in the room, which feels the best, but it has... Yeah, I do like that idea of them, of like, there being like a set number of enemies in the room. Like, it just kind of starts like that. Best, but it has its own set of enemies. Yeah. Because I've always loved the idea of, like, the room won't open until you kill all the enemies. But I know with this game, some of the areas are, like, really big, so there could be, like, an enemy way at the top, and you won't know he's up there. Some games solve that issue by, like, having the last enemy in the room kind of, like, you're able to, you kind of have x-ray vision and you're able to see, like, through walls, and it, like, kind of pinpoints where that last enemy is. So you can just kind of look around and it's like, oh, it has kind of like a green, or like a yellow aura about it. And it's like, okay, he's behind that wall, you know, and then you just kind of go over there, kill him. That's how a lot of games solve that issue of that. Or you could have it so, like, you know, smaller rooms, you have to get the key. So, you know, we could spawn a certain number of enemies, but it's not going to open until you get the key. And then you can also have it where you don't need a key, you just have to kill the enemies that are in the room. There's different ways to go about it, but I know they all have their own kind of pros and cons. I brought this up in the Discord, but like having some of these areas, but instead of poison, it's like just water. And then you can like jump in the water and there'll be like sometimes hidden passages or hidden treasure chests down there. You could have like a little breath bar. Health bar, breath. You know, it tells you how much life you have, how long you can hold your breath, something like that. Or you could just have it so it kind of slows down time and you just kind of have to look. And then you can even add enemies in the water, like sharks or something, or piranhas, or have like underwater mines or something. So there's a lot you could do, but I just like the idea of some of the rooms just, you know, having water, like either knee deep or... Because I think you said like this takes place like under the ocean or something like that. So it makes sense to have like more water kind of intertwined with the levels. Because you have these grates and some of them kind of have that water effect, but... let's go through here. This is where we died last time, I'm pretty sure. There's a mage up there, okay. Grab the treasure. Grab this treasure. And let's begin our way up. Yeah, it's no set of issues, yeah. I get what you mean. Again, then these eyeballs just kind of randomly spawn in here. And then all the eyeballs are shooting things, and then all those things are bouncing, so it just makes things really, really hectic. And then you're hearing all those things bounce in the background. Plus you're hearing the enemies that are attacking you. You know, you're hearing that stuff happen as well. Where is he? It seems like sometimes there's just so many things on screen at once you don't know what's going on. I'm almost dead. I am almost dead. Can I just skip through? Give me that health. Okay, now we got one of those cool looking things. That guy chasing me? Oh god! Jeez. Jump scare. He was chasing me. Okay. Phew. Let's try that again. I almost have like 10,000 lifetime gold. Okay. I did notice a Slayer thing just popped up, and I didn't kill an enemy. Let's grab the rocket launcher. Let's go to work. It's like I'll walk in the room, and then they just kind of all spawn, like right up in your face. It's like they need to spawn on the opposite side of the room or something. Oh, but I do like how the health works now a lot better than in the last update, because now it's like, see, I have like will that respawn eventually, or is it because I don't have any regeneration active? Because I like how it's just staying at like that point, it's not moving, because then you have to really be careful, bob and weave more, pick your shots. Whereas before it was like you can just run in there and like point blank stand there and shoot, and there's like no consequences. I'm gonna upgrade my character though. I'm gonna go with health. I see what I can tweak the spawns. Okay. And see, I almost forgot that these things like were gambling things, because there's like nothing to kind of point out that they do that. I also feel like they shouldn't be like located right in front of the doorway. I feel like that's kind of a weird place to put them. Like have them be a more central focus, or maybe in a corner or something, kind of out of the way. But I feel like when they're right in front of the door, it just doesn't really make sense. And maybe only one per room as well. Okay, so let's give it some coins. Which the button? Give it coins? Oh, I don't have enough coins. Okay, my bad. We cleared out that room. And also, with the enemies and their projectiles. Ooh, I unlocked an achievement. Greed becomes you. Sweet. I think I got a lot of gold or something. A lot of total gold. Something like that. With the projectiles that the enemies shoot, I noticed that you can kind of negate the attack by just shooting the projectile before it hits. And I guess that's always been like that. But I think with the next update, if you kind of patched it so the enemy projectiles like won't collide with your projectiles, unless it's like maybe a certain gun, it can do that, and that could be like it's the gun special ability or whatever. But having every bullet so they both explode when they collide, I feel like it shouldn't be that way, because sometimes you have a rocket which has kind of a limited capacity of ammo because of the energy. It's like you have a rocket and you'll shoot the rocket, but right before the rocket gets there, the enemy shoots a bullet, and then it just kind of negates the attack. And then it feels really frustrating, because it's like you have a limited number of rockets, but the enemies are always shooting their projectiles, you know what I mean? So I feel like if your projectile just went through their projectile, it would make more sense. I feel like maybe you should try that in a new patch or something, just to see how it feels, just to kind of have people play test it. Because I feel that would make things a little better. Because a lot of times you'll see an enemy and you'll just be shooting at it because you want to kill it, and then it'll just throw a projectile, but because you're already facing the enemy, your projectile just hits their projectile, and it's like their projectile doesn't even matter, your projectile doesn't even matter, it just takes longer for you to kill the enemy. Whereas if the bullets didn't collide in midair and their bullets kept coming at you, you'd have to bob and weave more, because they wouldn't collide. Right now you don't do that as much because you just shoot it. But if it went through your projectile, you have to be more aware of where the bullets are coming from. You'd have to dodge more, and it would get you to move and use this movement system a lot more. Just an idea. I think you should just kind of maybe try it in the next update to see how people feel about it. I'm gonna upgrade my health again. I'll make energy-based projectiles not hit bullets. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just tweak it, see how it feels. You can always turn it back if people don't like it, but I think it might be a good thing to try. And I know there's that door up there. I know there's that. So I'm gonna go up here. Right? All right. And I've noticed with like the bombardier enemies, particularly the bombardier boss, when you shoot your rockets, the rockets will like home in onto the bombs it's throwing. I feel like it shouldn't do that, because there's been a lot of times where I've tried to shoot the bombardier with, you know, the 4 rocket spread, and instead of it actually hitting it, it just kind of goes off track and it hits the bombs, and it's like you just wasted your heavy attack on just shooting bombs, you know. So that might need to be tweaked a little. So I feel like it shouldn't do that. Grab that. Looks like Doom graphics. Mr. E Meat. How you doing, Mr. E Meat? Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of Quake. It's kind of what the dev was going for, I believe. Speaking of which, the developer for this game is actually in the chat right now. His name's Kyle Gilmore. If you want to check out his YouTube channel. One-man development team. Did all this himself. But welcome to the stream, Mr. E Meat. I'm going to open that up. That's going to give me explosive ghoul. Dead enemies have a chance to spawn a seeker missile. So wait. So what does that mean exactly? Dead enemies spawn a seeker missile. Does that mean they'll spawn a seeker missile that will shoot at you? Or that will spawn a seeker missile that will like shoot from their body to a different enemy? Or it will just spawn a random missile from your gun? Or how does that work? I haven't really figured that out yet. Sorry, I just found this randomly. I like to live stream myself, so I peek on... Oh, nice. Well, Mr. E-Meat, hopefully you subscribe, man. I live stream a lot. I do a lot of indie games. A lot of smaller games that people don't know about. This game is still in development. It's in early access. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description to the Steam page. It's actually on sale right now. It's like kind of a randomly generated first-person shooter, dungeon crawler, roguelike type game. And... if they tell you it's not a secret, well, I knew that was up there because I found it on a different run. Whoop! Because I play this game a lot. I play this game a lot. Let's see. I think we've already been in this room, but I do have some coins I can spend now. Difficulty just put up. Health, got a little bit of health. Difficulty just went down. Don't got enough for that. I think I can buy this though. Sweet, we got a new gun. Atomizer. The atomizer rapid fires bursts of energy that over penetrates enemies and explodes on the environment. The alternate fires a ricocheting round that explodes on every bounce. Is this game procedurally generated? Like the levels are all handcrafted, I believe, but it like randomly makes like it puts each playthrough together in different ways. So like it'll put different rooms in different directions. Like it'll make the runs different, but I think all of the rooms are like handcrafted. But there is like some procedural elements, I think, as far as like how the enemies spawn and stuff. I'm not entirely sure. Kyle, you might have to answer that one because you would know more than me because you're, you know, making the game. But curated rooms that are randomly tied together. Okay, yeah. So let's go through... Can't remember what door I came through. This way. Okay. Okay, kind of like dungeon crawler, similar to Diablo. I guess it's kind of similar. I don't know if you've ever played a game called Ziggurat. It's also a first-person shooter roguelike. Think of like Binding of Isaac. I'm like, you know, there's rooms and it puts the rooms together in different ways to make every playthrough feel a little bit different. Kind of like that. But obviously in a first-person shooter perspective. Give me that treasure, baby. And with the coins, you can buy stuff. I still think it'd be cool if these things kind of moved up and down. At least some of them. In certain kind of walkways like this. Jump on this. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And I almost feel like I almost feel like the bouncing round, I feel like that doesn't really do much because like with the bounce gun, you can kind of gauge it more by like shooting in front and then it'll kind of bounce up. But with this like bounce round, it randomly goes in a different direction, but it doesn't really feel very useful because it's really hard to kind of gauge where that's going to end up. So maybe there's a different secondary fire you could try out for this gun, because I feel like that bounce mechanic just isn't, it's not very useful. Like instead of like a single bouncing round, you could make it so it kind of gives it a spread shot and it shoots like 4 bullets but like kind of horizontally, like kind of out like that. I think that would be better because then it kind of gives you a wider spread and it feels like your secondary is more useful, because like this bounce thing, it's so inaccurate. It just doesn't really make sense. But I think if you just kind of had a spread shot that shot like 3 horizontally, kind of in a row, I think that would be really cool. Because this gun would feel, I think it would feel better. But again, just my opinion. But to Mr. E Meat, if you do happen to get this game, let me know. There is a Discord channel you can join. I got the link in the description. The developer, he takes all the feedback we give him. He tries to tweak things and see what we like, see what we don't like. Give him ideas. A one-man development team, so he's just doing all this by himself. He doesn't have like a team behind him. So some of the things that we think are easy to put in the game take literally hours and days to do. But if you do get this game, it is on sale now. I think it's like $7 or $8. But there is high scores and whatnot. And feel free to give him feedback if you do happen to get this game, man, because I have, I mean, I really like it. I've ever seen play a game called Perfect Dark. Yes, I have played Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark Zero. I played a little bit of that. I didn't have the PS. I didn't have the Nintendo 64 version. I think we got to go this way. I'm not overly fond of first-person shooters, to be honest, but I don't mind watching others play. All right, cool beans. Yeah, I like them. I'm not very good at them. But I also really like roguelikes, and this game is kind of like a roguelike Quake, you know, first-person shooter hybrid type game. Yeah, I think if that secondary fire button was just, you know, that spread shot, I think that would be really cool. So, you know, kind of just 4 spread shot, kind of horizontally. Pew, pew. I think that would be dope, and it would feel a lot more useful than this bouncy thing that's really hard to control. Like a lot of times I don't even use the bounce mechanic because I'd rather save that energy for a different weapon. Like I'd rather save that energy for my rocket launcher as opposed to, you know, the bounce thing that like never hits anything. I'm gonna upgrade my health. Take these dudes out of energy, switching it up. Is there a mage in here spawning these guys, or what's going on? Can I die though if I'm not careful? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy boy. See, I mean, that's just kind of pointless to have that bounce thing, that bounce mechanic. Be better with that spread shot, but again, just my opinion. Used to be pretty good at Doom 2. Nice. I'm gonna read your comment in 1 second, man. Okay, maybe I should say that I don't like them as much because I am really bad at aiming, but I have a few. I don't get close to those, they explode when they die and near you. Don't get close to those, they explode when they die and near you. Get close to what? Oh, those little, like, the guys with no arms? I saw a video about whether or not the second-person game would be possible. Oh, a second-person game? I think I saw that same video. Because, like, there's first person and there's third person. And, like, second person... Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm not going to go for that chest because I am almost dead. But I am going to go for this secret up here. Well... What do we got, baby? Boom boots, sweet. So these boots are kind of cool because whenever you jump, it leaves a little explosion. That's kind of cool. It does damage to enemies. Let me grab some coins. And I think there's some coins over here. Is there no health in this game? There is health. He just recently actually tweaked the way the health works, because before it would like auto regenerate, and I kind of told him to kind of tweak that because it made the game way too easy. Now it doesn't do that. It might still do that, but you have to like upgrade your regeneration perk for it to do that. I like it this way because it makes the game more tense, because then you actually have to rely on getting the health orbs. The health orbs are the red ones that the enemies drop. I just haven't came across any recently, and I've gotten hit a lot. But grab these chests. These chests are a new feature too. These weren't in the game when it first came out. I really like these chests though. Makes you explore a bit more. And then these things give you perks. Equilibrium health orbs refill energy. So now the health orbs will refill your energy bar, which is the blue bar, bottom left screen. And that energy bar is what gives your secondary fire modes their ammunition. And the coins, these things usually take coins to open. Like for example, I think this one maybe took like 50 coins to open. Some of these are free. But then you can also use these things, these gambling stations. Like if I spend 10 coins, didn't give me anything. 15 didn't give me anything. 20, it gave me an ice shard, which now has like a circle thing that surrounds me. I can spend another 33, see if I get something. That gave me slow time near death. Spend another 75. That gave me 3+ on my energy regeneration. That gave me some speed. So these things are kind of like random kind of upgrade stations that sometimes you'll get something good, sometimes you won't get something good, but you have to spend coins in order to do it. These are like a brand new feature to the game that was just added into it. So all this is going to be tweaked to see if it works or it doesn't work, because the game is still in early access. So they're kind of experimenting with how everything runs and whatnot, just trying out new ideas, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Let's go through here. I'm going to really have to be careful because I am really, really low on health. Here we go, buddy. Here we go, buddy. Oh, God. We're probably going to die. I got to find some health. I got to find it fast. Oh, Jesus. Come on, buddy. Give me a health orb, man. Oh, no. Dang it. And I'm dead. I found 2 secrets, though. Lifetime gold, 10,000. I got 53 kills. My score was 2,000. Difficulty was 5. So like I said, man, if you do happen to get this game, it's not super expensive. But if you do happen to get it, definitely join the Discord channel. And give some feedback and ideas. And then next time you pop in this... next time you pop in the stream, we can kind of compare stats. You gain health from something. Yeah, I picked up something. But I died during that. Also, these roots and stuff, those are new to the game. Back when I first started playing, these levels looked a lot more empty. But kind of with each update, they get filled with a little bit more elements and whatnot. Really like how these roots look. Also, there's different filters you can put on. So like, this is a default filter. You can go with the cell shaded. You can go with old school, which kind of looks really pixelated. You got the autumn filter, the comic book filter, which I like, the bold filter, natural dark, and you got perfect dark. Perfect dark is my favorite filter because it makes everything really dark and you have to kind of rely on your flashlight. So it kind of changes up the way the game plays, like considerably. We're actually going to try out perfect dark because I love the way it looks. If you want a challenge, like, definitely try it on perfect dark. Okay, let's do it. I'm out of energy on that guy. Come on, buddy. Got him. And then these little yellow... It's like, that's a health orb right there. That gives me health. These little yellow orbs, those give you experience. And when that little bar, the top bar on the bottom left corner, when that bar reaches, when it gets full, you hit the F button like this. And then you can level up some of your perks. So I'm going to level up my damage. I wish they would make new versions of Perfect Dark game, but I think that game developer is no longer around. Yeah. They might remake it eventually, but I think Rare is still around, but they're not the same people. They're making other games now. Grabbing that gold. Also, something I noticed that the flashlight, I don't know if it was always kind of gave off like a yellow tint, but I feel like the flashlight kind of changes the color of some things. So like if you're looking at a door, like this blue door, it looks blue right now, but when your flashlight's on, it's kind of hard to tell what color it is. So I don't know if there's like a way to just have the flashlight like illuminate stuff but not give off that yellow tint, because I feel like it makes the color off a little bit. And with the enemy color too, like it kind of makes all the enemies give like off a yellow tint even if the enemies are a different color. So I don't know if there's a way to tweak that. I mean, again, I'm just nitpicking here, but it is something I noticed. It kind of makes everything you're pointing at, you know, kind of makes it a little bit yellow. Looks like that's a blue pillar. Well, I mean, this is a blue strip, but now it's kind of like a, you know, it makes the color change. But I mean, not a big issue, but I don't know. If you do end up changing some of the colors, the skin colors to the enemies, I think this kind of hides that difference because it gives off that tint. Did they just release Killer Instinct? I think they did a while back. They kind of did a new version of it. See, so this takes 28 gold to open. I got 14 gold, so I can't buy that. Let's go through here. Oh, this room is going to be crazy in the dark. Okay. Let's give it our best shot. Grab that. I know there's a mage in the middle of this room. It's going to spawn. There's going to be tons of those ball things, those eyeballs. Yep. And again, I don't know if there's like a way you could change up where the enemies spawn, because I know I've kind of memorized where the enemies spawn in a bunch of these levels. So I don't know if there's a way to kind of vary that up to have them spawn in different spots. And again, I know you're still working on the spawn system and a good way to do that, but something I have noticed. Whoop, come on, grab. Oh, dang it, I missed the health. I missed the health. Grab this health, though. And those bouncy balls. Like, I'm just not a fan of those bouncing balls. I do not like them. They make, it's a lot of background noise because you're hearing them bounce 24/7. It's just easier to just avoid them and just kind of skip just run past them. But I feel like those enemies would be a lot more fun to kill without that bouncy ball mechanic, and if the projectiles they shoot were kind of a different color, it kind of brighten up the game a little bit more. We're gonna try it again. Okay, here we go. Let's grab the rocket launcher and let's get busy. Let's do it. Yeah, I can tweak their bounces. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the bounces. Oh, there's that bomb thing. Okay, that's a new enemy type. That little bomb thing that throws stuff. Whoop. Where'd it go? Where did it go? I know it's around here. I wanted to show off the enemy. I think there need to be more of those bombardier things that spawn though, because it's like sometimes I've only seen like maybe one per room when there is one in the room. There needs to be like, they need to be like groups of 3 at least, or like groups of 4 that kind of like, you know, will kind of go in a, you know, they'll kind of squad up, and then when you shoot them, they'll just go off in their own direction. I think that would be cool. Because I don't know where that guy went. I think he just kind of committed suicide. He went down there. I don't know where he went. Let's go up here. This thing keeps bumping into me. Oh, didn't make it. See, they just start bouncing and then it just gets, I don't know, just they need, something needs to change with those eyeballs. Come on, we almost got over there. Here we go. Take out these guys, out of ammo. What? Where is it? Okay, so you said the mages will spawn those things? We're gonna die big time. I think I think I might have a perk that okay, so my health is slowly regenerating. I think there might be a perk equipped that makes it so when I kill enemies, my health goes up a little bit. Like I'll get health points per enemy kill, something like that. Because I didn't pick up any health, but my health still went up. Yes, Mr. E. Kyle is the developer of this game. Kyle Gilmore, he's in the chat. And again, there is a Discord for the game, so if you want to pop in there and chat with us, feel free. Links in the description. But I'm hoping more people get this game and start making videos like this, because I love seeing other people play games that I play. And right now there's not a lot of these gameplay videos on YouTube at the moment. So this game's kind of flying under the radar, but it'd be awesome to have more people that played it so I could kind of compare my stats to, you know, brainstorm ideas with. I'll have them spawn a cluster. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, let's do this. Also, if there are like more wall lights, because I know you do like different passes to the environments and whatnot, and you add kind of stuff upon new updates when you have time. But like just having like small kind of glowing wall lights around some of the stuff to kind of break up the sameness of everything, but at the same time make the lights cool. Because especially in perfect dark mode, because this would literally be all dark and you'd only see the door. But if there were like just little lights that kind of gave off just kind of a faint glow, like wall torches or something. But I really like when things glow, if you couldn't tell. I don't think I have enough to open this. No, that's 28, so we can't open that. So let's go through this door. So the blue doors, in case anybody was curious, the blue doors are the ones that you haven't gone through yet. They change yellow when you open them up. Because there's currently no map mechanic in the game, and a lot of these games they have maps. So it's like when you go in a room, it'll show you it'll kind of build the map as you go, so you can kind of backtrack and whatnot. The map in this game is still like, it might never get a map. So we kind of had the idea of the different colored doors, and that solves a lot of the problems. And then these used to open up just whenever you walk close. Now you have to actually press the button. So the doors feel a lot better than what they used to feel like, because I would always get confused. Just sort of figured out how to stream on PC. OBS is a bit touchy. Yeah, man, I use OBS too. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult. Sometimes a little glitchy, but it's definitely one of the better programs out there. I've been using it for like 5 years. Upgrade F. Okay, we're gonna upgrade our health. And again, I think that, yep, that secret's up there. I'm just gonna leave that for now. Use my bullet. Get this guy out of my way. I'm gonna die. Is there a mage in here? There is a mage. Okay. Saw one of those hands. We're gonna die, buddy. We're gonna die, buddy. Dang it! I died again. Whew. Like when I tell it to capture the game window, it doesn't always recognize it, and I have to just do the basic screen capture. A lot of times you'll have to say capture window and then kind of select the window you want to capture. It's also a really good idea to have two separate computer monitors, because if you try to do it on one monitor, it's difficult. So you always want to try to have two. Okay, so let's grab this. Let's go with perfect dark mode again. And eventually I'm hoping perfect dark mode gets its like own game mode in the game, because then you could add a lot of things to that game mode that would make sense but might not make sense in the main game. And again, that's down the road if Kyle does decide to do that, but I think it'd be really cool, because then you could have like glow sticks you could throw out to kind of illuminate the room, and just things that wouldn't really make sense in the normal game, but would make more sense if there was a separate game mode that was just kind of dark like this. Oh, that's the problem. Then you only have a laptop. Yeah, playing and streaming from a laptop is kind of difficult, especially if your laptop isn't like super powerful, because streaming does take a lot of CPU power. So you have to have a pretty decent laptop. Like I have I'm running this on a desktop, and it's a GTX 1080, which is like a $500 graphics card. And even I run into issues with it. I have to usually stream games at like medium settings, even with a $500 graphics card, because I stream it all on the same laptop. I mean the same desktop. Upgrade. Let's go with the damage. Perfect dark mode is basically be hard mode. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. We're going through here. Turn on my flashlight. Ah, little chest. Almost missed that. Grab that. Did I pick? Oh, there we go. Got the coins. Again, I know I bring this up a lot, but like lights on the front, some type of light on the front would just be great. Don't got enough. I bring up the doors in every single one of my videos. Okay, buddy. All right. Okay, buddy. Whoa! Got another mage up there. Oh, I'm out of ammo. I mean, I'm out of energy. I still think there should be ammo. Like, ammo is in cooldowns. But that's just me. Grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that. Gold. Cal, do the rooms relocate based on some sort of grid system? Oh, buddy. Should have stayed hidden. Oh! Let's do it. Okay, this is a big room. Try to take this guy out first. Got him. One shot. Dang it. Also, I have noticed that you can kind of sit kind of back a ways like this and just kind of shoot an enemy until it's dead. I think it would be good if as soon as an enemy got hit by your projectile, it would kind of start moving towards you. It's like, okay, it's sleeping, now it's woken up, now it knows you're here, and it's going to come and attack you. Because then that would prevent you from standing back like this and kind of picking them off. If you eventually add a sniper rifle, it would make sense to kind of do that, because, then, a couple shots from a distance, you could pick them off. But you still have to kind of get within a certain range by walking close to them for them to actually notice you're here. If they notice you were here as soon as you hit them, I think that would add to the difficulty and make things feel a little bit more natural. I'm going to upgrade my health. And again, these things, I think these things need to be linked to an enemy. So I'll go into detail about that in a second. I think I already brought it up in the Discord. Let me take out this guy. I think there's some dudes up here. Do you like these platforms? I feel like the platforms up here need to be wider because I feel like they're really narrow. They need it, like, there needs to be a little bit more wiggle space, a little bit more space to walk around and kind of bob and weave and dodge. Because a lot of times you'll kind of be trying to strafe and then boom, you'll fall off again. And it's kind of frustrating. So there needs to be just a little bit more walk space on especially platforms that are kind of floating. But again, that's just my opinion. Some people might not mind it, but I notice these things. Out of energy. Okay. Take out the mage. Also, it'd be nice if, like, some enemies, like, if you shot enemies in certain spots, it would do different damage. Like, I always try to go for the head. I always try to get headshots just because it makes sense that that will do more damage. I know it doesn't do anything currently when you shoot them in the head, but I still try to shoot them in the head. And I feel like if there was that mechanic in the game, it would add a lot. Because then you'd kind of have to be more precise. And if you want to kill an enemy faster, you aim for his face, you know, that type of thing. Let me take out these guys real quick, and then I'll read your guys' comment. Still out of energy. See, that's my issue with the energy. Like, the only way to get more energy... Like I said... Yeah, like, the only way to get more energy is to use your main gun... or like your secondary gun's main fire mode to regen that. But some of the secondary guns don't have a main fire mode that doesn't use energy. So it's like both fire modes use energy, so you can't use one fire mode to regenerate. So I feel like ammo drops would help fix that. Because then, you know, you just... Or like adding more, I guess, energy orbs around the levels. I guess that could also fix it. But just having... Like, you know, just some other way to refill your energy aside from having to swap to a gun that actually can do it. Because it just, it feels clunky still. Like, there needs to be either more energy orbs that drop that will refill your secondary gun. Because this one, like, main fire mode doesn't do anything. Secondary fire mode doesn't do anything because I'm empty at the moment. So I have to switch back to the gun, this gun, to shoot with my primary to get that energy bar to fill up. It just doesn't, it feels clunky. And if you're a new player, you're not going to realize that works. Like, it took me the longest time to realize that worked. Even after you told me multiple times, I would always forget. I'm like, how do I get my energy to refill? Now it's kind of just second nature because I've been playing this game for so long. But like new players, that mechanic is not going to make sense. Even if you tell them in like the how to play the game and they do the tutorial, like, they're going to forget. So I feel like there needs to be... That needs to be tweaked a little bit. There are ammo drops. Are there ammo... I mean... I have come across some, like... Some energy drops from enemies. I know they're... Like the blue orbs. I don't see the blue orbs very often. Or maybe I do. They just kind of blend in with everything else. And I just kind of... They get lost in the... When things are hectic. But I feel like I very rarely see the blue energy orbs. Now going back to this thing, I feel like these kind of feel out of place. Especially, I think this is the only one in the room. I think this needs to be linked with an enemy. And you could have that be part of an enemy's attack. So like you could have, I think I said leeches on the ceiling. Or like, you know, that hang upside down and they kind of like drop these things. And then they'll kind of like pulse for a couple things, then disappear, and they'll drop one. Disappear. Or you could have somebody, an enemy, like throw it kind of like as a grenade, and if it hits, it'll kind of pulse a couple times, disappear. It'll throw another one, it'll pulse a couple times, disappear. So then you have to kind of avoid these, but just having them stationary just by themselves, it doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like if you linked it with an enemy as an attack, some type of attack, you kind of kill two birds with one stone. But again, that's just an idea. Also kind of like leeches that hang from stuff that like maybe drip poison. And the only way to like stop them from dripping poison is to like take them out. Because then you could have like enemies on the roof that do damage, but you know, they kind of stay stationary. And then, you know what I mean? Or like they'll drop bombs on you or something. Maybe have randomly dispersed energy refill pools that have one-time use, so you have to use strategy to use them. Yeah, I kind of thought of that too, because what I originally recommended was like having those kind of what do you call them? Those like green crystals, like those glowing crystals. Like I thought about having them like those things be like the regen pools, because like in Diablo and stuff, you know, you have like sometimes you'll come across an altar. Thank you for subscribing, man. Oh, did you donate? Thank you for the donation, bro. Thank you. It means a lot, bro. Originally I had the idea of like having those glowing crystals be like energy pools, because like in Diablo, sometimes you'll come across an altar that has like red, and you know, you pick it up and it refills your health, and then like a blue one refills your mana, and those are kind of randomly throughout the level. Kind of the same idea I had for that, but now those things are used for like the kind of like the gambling feature. But I do think if there are random pools, like you said, that you could kind of find in levels to regen like certain stuff, I think that would be cool for sure. And again, man, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Hopefully you subscribe, man. Let's see. I got 2 health points right now, guys. Sweet. Magma rifle. The magma rifle fires explosive balls of magma that detonate twice on impact. The alternate fire is a firework display of death. Is there online co-op? There's not. This is not a multiplayer game. Kyle, I don't know if you ever plan on making it a multiplayer game, but I think eventually he wants to add leaderboards. Oh, thank you, Mr. Meat. Thank you for subscribing, man. I know your name. I knew your name looked familiar. But yeah, just adding leaderboards will kind of give that kind of community feel, because you know, you try to kind of one up each other on the leaderboards. I think that'll add a lot of replayability. But I know like adding a multiplayer mechanic would kind of be a lot of work, especially for one person. So yeah, I don't know if Kyle plans on that, but I stream a lot of No Man's Sky. Okay, yeah, that's probably where we met before. I used to stream a lot of No Man's Sky also. I still love No Man's Sky. It's just they've updated it so much that I kind of get confused with all the mechanics, and I landed on that thing I was talking about. Oh my god. I kind of get confused with the mechanics on No Man's Sky because like they've just added so much content and everything is a lot different than when it first started. I honestly kind of liked the way it used to be, because it was just kind of, it was easier for noobs like me to get the hang of things. But eventually one of these days I will jump back into No Man's Sky. But it's just kind of a steep learning curve. Whereas games like this, it's just kind of easier to jump in and shoot stuff. That's why I'm a big fan of these games. I would suggest working on anything that is broken first, then add extra. Yeah. I think that's pretty much Kyle's plan. Because I'll always have these ideas, and I'll like message him at 2 in the morning on Discord. I'll be like, yo, you should add this, you should add this. And he's like, bro, I need to like fix this stuff first. But yeah, he's definitely it's the game is a lot more optimized than it used to be as well, so he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff too. They made it so you need power for your bases, and it's stupid hard to get power to your already existing bases. Yeah, like it's a really steep learning curve in No Man's Sky now. I kind of miss the good old days. It would be nice if they put an option of like play the vanilla mode, so people could kind of go back to the good old days and play it the way it used to be. But I know a lot of people like the new way too, so can't make everybody happy. Did I kill him? Nope, still there. Alright. Also, these chests, I think I said this already, but these are a new feature. There's also these kind of corpses on spikes. He put those in a couple updates ago. They look really cool. I think he like said they were kind of a reference to Diablo, because Diablo had kind of similar things throughout the level. Just random bodies on corpses. I mean, random corpses on spikes. That's what I meant to say. So let's follow this walkway. So like these levels, like see these platforms are just so narrow, and because your jump mechanic, you know, sometimes you over jump things a little bit. So I think if these were just a little bit wider, it would give you some more wiggle room to kind of, you know, strafe, bob, and weave and not always have to worry about falling down to the bottom just like this and having to kind of climb back up. Because again, that jump mechanic, you do overshoot things sometimes. It isn't extremely precise. Sometimes you want to sprint, yep, and then you get hit by an enemy and that kind of throws you off, so it just kind of feels a little frustrating sometimes. I get a little frustrated. But if those were bigger, I'm going to upgrade my character. I'm going to go with the damage. Okay, let's go up here. Run, run, run. Treasure. Somebody shooting? This guy. Oh god, there is a mage up here. Let's see, look. They look pretty cool. Just a body on a spike. Pretty legit. Okay, I think there might... Okay, we're gonna go. We'll go through here. This game has a definite Quake feel to it. Yep. Pretty sure that's what Kyle was going for. I actually played for the first time Quake 2 last night. Played like part of the first level and it was blowing my mind, man. Like, they don't make games like that anymore. Games these days are just like, it's like an on-rails experience. You just kind of keep going forward. There's like no backtracking, no secrets, and nothing. It was like blowing my mind. Because there are like so many different pathways and secrets and just the level design. And this is like, and that was like, it came out years and years ago. And it's doing stuff better than games, AAA games with like a budget like triple the size with twice the development team are doing. And it's crazy. Games used to be so much better. I mean, there's good games out today. Like, there's good games. And some games do things that just blow my mind too, like, you know, big open world games and whatnot. But it's like with the technology the developers had back in the day and what they were able to do with that technology, it's mind-blowing, man. It is crazy. Or like now a lot of people they just use, and same with movies, like now a lot of times they just use green screen and, you know, CGI for everything. And stuff used to be like more like live, you know, practical effects. And now everything's just in front of a green screen, and you can definitely tell the difference. So there's like the pros and cons, but I still super impressed by those older games. What does this green stuff mean? I think you brought it up on the Discord, like what this green stuff actually meant. Like, does that mean there's like a spawner nest in the level, or is that just kind of a cool effect that you added? Because I just noticed it, and I could have sworn you brought it up, Kyle. Like, it was to kind of point out something. Because it just kind of disappeared. Like, I mean, it's a cool effect to look at, but I don't know if it was like supposed to show that there's like mages up here, or... Let me upgrade my character. I'm gonna go with health. Again, love these roots. Adding a sniper rifle would be cool too to this game, Kyle. Like if there was, you know, you hold down the alt fire button and it brings up a little scope with like a magnified lens, and it has like a really long firing bullets. Like, it has a big range. Thing is though, when you don't have ammunition in the game, you could definitely, like, sniper rifles could definitely be way overpowered because, you know. Well, I guess you could have like the primary fire take energy, I guess, because then you could only, you know, snipe so many times. So I guess there is a way around that, but some type of like sniper rifle, like scope mechanic on some of the guns could be cool. All right, buddy, let's not die here. Slow time near death. Okay, I did notice that there's like a cool kind of bullet time effect now too. Where it's like, if you get that perk, you hit the F button, and it kind of like slows down time. I only did it a couple times, but that was kind of a cool effect. I usually hit the F button way too slow, and so I miss my opportunity to use the bullet time. But that was definitely kind of a cool effect. Whoop. I'm going to run back here. And I'm going to try to buy this for 28 bucks. And that's going to give me mobile cover. 25% chance when taking damage to summon a barricade. That's also a cool thing. It summons a barricade sometimes. I still like the idea of you being able to like summon a shield or barricade like as a like ability, so you could actually place them where you wanted to instead of them just randomly spawning. I think you mentioned abilities at some point, Kyle, like having abilities, because that would be a cool ability. Or like being able to put like a dome shield down that you could kind of like walk in, kind of like I think Halo. There's some type of enemy in Halo that kind of put, or you there's like a grenade in Halo, like a spear that you can throw down, and it puts kind of like a bubble dome shield down. Kind of that same mechanic. That would be kind of a cool ability to have. And you could also make different classes in this game. So like, this could be your default class, which has, its own special ability that you can use only so many times per run or whatever until you recharge it. And then you could have, a second class where like your sniper class, where his ability is a sniper thing, or, different classes. So you wouldn't have to like completely change how players could basically pick the way they want to take each run, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's something you plan on doing eventually, but kind of a cool idea. Would vary up some gameplay and give players more choice. There will be abilities. Okay, cool. Maybe add a stealth mode that expires after a bit of time. That could be cool. Get the timing down to use bullet time. Yeah. There should also be a melee man. Like, I know Kyle said he wants to eventually add that, but you have to like do the hand animations and stuff, especially if you do plan on adding reload times and whatnot. So I know that's a lot of work because, adding, I can only imagine how much work that is, but definitely a melee attack. Like how in Halo, like, you'd be running up and you can kind of elbow attack an enemy, you just kind of go boom. That would be awesome. Because then you could like just run up to enemies and just like boom, finish them off with that kill, and they'd like fly across the room. And like it wouldn't do very much damage. Like you kind of have to finish them off with that. And it would take like maybe 5 hits. Like you could hit an enemy 5 times with your shoulder. But just to kind of finish them off like that, or to kind of have some way to do damage if you're at close range, I think it'd just be so satisfying. Cal says there will be abilities. They have the bubble shield concept in Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, I mean, they've done it in a lot of games. Kind of that slowdown effect. And like the mage's bubbles, like the green bubbles you come across, those kind of slow down time too. Which is a nice touch. But yeah. Some type of melee ability eventually would be really cool. Like this flashlight mechanic right here. Like the first time I played this game, I was like, dude, this needs a flashlight. And I harassed Kyle for weeks. I'm like, dude, put a flashlight in. Please put a flashlight in, please. And he finally put a flashlight in. And this is still like my favorite game mode to play, my favorite filter, because it just changes the look of the game, makes everything pop, and then the flashlight just makes things feel more tense. Like it completely changes things. So I'm really happy about the flashlight. I'm like, if you only put one thing in the game, man, put a flashlight. And he finally did. Maybe a grappling hook or something to help get to those hard to reach platforms. Yeah, grappling hook would be nice too. The cool thing about this game is it has kind of a unique movement system. So you can kind of upgrade your character to like jump 10 times in a row. Like I think the max is 10. You can like double jump in the air. You can also kind of sprint jump. So that kind of helps you get to hard to reach places. And you can also wall run, kind of. You can also kind of wall run. So it's kind of the movement feels pretty nice. And it's a little bit different than a lot of games, because a lot of games you just kind of have to stay on the ground and just, you can jump, but you have to stay on the ground. Also, if you do a class system, you could make it so, one of the classes doesn't have that that sprint jump or that double jump and kind of force players to stay on the ground more. I know some of the levels probably wouldn't work that well without having that jump ability, but maybe you can make it so like if you do pick that class, like only certain rooms will spawn that don't require that special jump. But I do think it would be kind of fun to kind of be forced to kind of stay on the ground, and you know, having those different classes would allow you to kind of get a little bit more freedom and a little bit crazier with the level design, because some of the levels, you know, you could have like certain platforms over like big dips in the floor or like spikes, but it's like if you have a double jump and a sprint jump, you could just jump over all that, and it's like none of that matters. But if you take away that jump ability, it's like you kind of you add more platforming elements into the game. But like having those different classes, specifically one without the jumping mechanic, would kind of be cool just to vary things up. Is there a purpose in the game or an ending? You're basically trying to reach the exit. And I know Kyle's going to like put more lore into the game. He's working on some lore right now. But you're basically, in these type of games, these type of roguelike games, you're just trying to get to the exit and kind of find your way out of the dungeon. And then the enemies and stuff are just trying to prevent you from doing that. But that's basically what you do in these games. You start off and you try to get to the end. And then there's bosses and stuff in between. And like after every boss or every certain rooms or something, typically what happens in roguelikes is you'll like go deeper in the dungeon. Like you'll clear out one floor of the dungeon, you'll go down like a door to the next level, and that level has different enemies, they're harder, and you kind of see how far you can get and if you can kind of make it out. But that's kind of how these games work. There's not like some kind of giant overarching story. I mean, there can be, but a lot of times you're just trying to get to the end and get the highest score possible and get the most kills and kind of work your way up the leaderboards. So let's grab, we already grabbed our gun. Are there any plans to add puzzles into solving rooms along with just shooting enemies the whole time? I know that is allowed, just curious. You'd have to ask Kyle. Like, I do love the idea of like simple puzzles, like for example, having some enemies drop keys, and you have to kill the enemy, get the key, take the key to the door for the door to open. That's like a really simple puzzle, like a really simple kind of mechanic. But just adding that, I think, would add a lot to the game. And you could do like other puzzles too, like you have to like, you know, like maybe light a torch. Like there could be like torches in the room, and you have to kind of like walk up to the torch, hit all the torches, have the torches all light up, and then the door opens. Kind of like in Zelda games. You do that in Zelda games a lot. So I mean, there's so many different things you could do with this game. It's got a lot of potential in so many different ways, because you can add a lot. Oh, here's these cool looking enemies. Check these guys out. These were just added into the game with this new update. I love their animations. I feel like you might need to tweak them a little bit because they're like kind of identical at the moment. Like they're doing the exact same thing. Like if you kind of had that vary up a little bit. But I love the way they look. Like they'll kind of shake their head, kind of wag their tail. Like these are the coolest moving animated enemies in the game right now, in my opinion. I mean, I just love how they look. But they'll kind of just sit there sometimes. Like, unless you shoot one. And then they'll kind of jump at you. They'll kind of run at you. I definitely feel like they need to be tweaked. Because, you know, and you have to kill these guys in order to open the door. Because right now, the door's locked. So you have to kill these enemies for the door to open. So if these guys like dropped keys or something, because again, it just kind of sits there. This guy kind of sits there, shoot him. Now he kind of jumps toward you. And he's kind of getting caught on the floor. But I mean, all this can definitely be patched and tweaked. I know these were just added in, so they're not going to be perfect right out of the gate. But I do love the way they look. I love their attacks. Need to be polished a little bit more as far as the movement goes. But I do really, really like these guys. Whoop. And maybe if there are like bigger ones and then smaller ones, so you could have like the main mother one and then like maybe 2 smaller ones that follow it around or something like that. Or like bigger ones. I'm a real big fan of variation when it comes to these types of games, like variation in color, variation in size, because these games are meant to be played multiple times. So you definitely want to have a lot of variation, a lot of elements in them, because if you don't, excuse me, because if you don't, the game starts feeling really repetitive. So just by adding different sides, different colors, different attack, different attack phases, that all helps the game feel less repetitive. Out of energy. Got him. And since we killed both of those, the door is now open. And now we got a big guy over here. Keep in mind, I made them yesterday. Yeah, he literally like made them yesterday, put them in today. So it's not gonna be perfect, but I would rather have him put stuff into the game that isn't quite perfect, that adds to the gameplay, than to just wait months and months until everything's perfect and then try to put it in. Like, it would have been fine with me if these weren't even all textured yet. I'm just like, yo, put more enemies in the game. I don't care if they look like a piece of clay. Just put it in the game. You can fix it later. Let's see. Which door did I go through? I think... Nope, not that one. It's this one. And there's a mage right out of the gate. Let's take it out real quick. See these bubbles? They kind of slow down time. These green bubbles that they throw out. Kind of slows down your character a little bit. I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. There's some health. Ah, dang it. Again, and I think I brought this up a couple streams ago. If you make it so there's like a ground pound mechanic, because sometimes the jumping can feel a little bit floaty, depending on how, because you can jump, I think, up to 10 times, you said. So if you're like jumping 10 times and you're up in the air, but you want to get to the ground fast, I think it would be awesome if you could just hit the down button and then you kind of just, ground pound, speed dive toward the ground, so you can kind of get on the ground faster. Because sometimes, you'll be up in the air and then an enemy will shoot a projectile and you can kind of move backward, but it would be nice if you could kind of go down to avoid that as well, because then it adds a lot of variation. And plus, then you could add the ground pound, link it with an ability, and have it so when you ground pound, it like releases an explosion, and that would make more sense as opposed to just jumping and then landing and then it doing something. Which there's a perk that does something like on every jump it will release a shockwave. I don't like how that works because you jump around a lot and then it kind of just gets in your way, like as far as field of view goes. But having that kind of like speed dive ability, I think would benefit the game in a lot of ways. I'm gonna actually try the comic book. The comic book mode. Maybe when you run out of energy, a little notice will show up at the bottom of the screen that can say use normal gun to refill energy or something. Yeah, again, like it's like, because like for new players, you're not going to know that. That's why I kind of like the idea of ammunition. Each gun having limited ammo. Like your default weapon, this gun, it's not going to run out of ammo, right? But your secondary fire, it'll run out of ammo, which it does because that energy works as ammo. And then like have this one never run out, but like all your other ones, you actually have to find ammunition for the guns to work. And each gun would have its own ammunition instead of like all of the secondary fire modes being linked to that one energy bar and all the guns having to rely on that one energy bar. Each gun would have their own, either their own energy bar or their own ammo or something. Because that's kind of how they do it in a game called Ziggurat. There's like 3 different energy. There's like staff energy, which is green. There's like a grenade energy, which is yellow. Then there's like a blue energy, which is for like your wand, your magic wand. And they're kind of like all linked. Like each class of weapon is linked to that energy type. But again, you could do it by having each gun have ammo. I honestly like the energy mode and not having ammo to pick up, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, and you could kind of meet in the middle by having there be like a kind of like a regen time. Like the guns can overheat, for example, like so you can only use like the fire mode for like 10 seconds at a time, but if you hold it down longer, the gun overheats, so you kind of have to like, you know, use it, but then make sure it doesn't overheat, let it cool down a little bit, you know. Like you can keep firing, but there's like a fast cooldown meter. Kind of like a No Man's Sky, like the mining tool. It's like you can use it, but if you use it too long past that 10 seconds, it overheats, and then you have to have that kind of cooldown, and you're vulnerable. But yeah, the main issue I have with the energy being linked to the firing is some guns require energy for both the main fire button and the alternate fire button. Like both of those require energy. So it's like if you're stuck with the gun, like for the rocket launcher, for example, if you spawn in with the rocket launcher, you can't regenerate the energy to the rocket launcher by using the primary rocket launcher fire button. You have to swap back to a gun that has a normal fire mode in order for it to fill up the energy bar, so then you can swap back to the other gun and use the fire mode. You know, it just feels kind of clunky at the moment. Like it doesn't feel exactly right. But you still have the recharge the mining tool. Yeah. So let's see here. And then I kind of like this idea of guns being able to break over time, like in Minecraft. You know, you have a pickaxe, you use the pickaxe, but there's like a meter underneath, and if you use it too much, the gun breaks and you can't use it anymore. I kind of think that would be a cool mechanic for this game, because then you could find a weapon and you know, you use it, but eventually it's going to break. So you could kind of find wrenches in these boxes, like when you come across treasure chests or whatnot, or enemies could drop wrenches or like toolboxes or something, and then you could use those to repair your weapon. So it would make each weapon feel more valuable. Or some games, they just make it so when you pick up a weapon, it has, you know, a certain amount of ammunition. When you use all the ammo, the gun disappears until you find it again in the level. You could do it that way as well. Instead of just having all the guns in your inventory at once. But, I mean, there's multiple ways you could go about it. Comic book mode does look nice, yeah. Let's go through here. So here's those kind of roulette things that you can use. Take out this guy real quick. But don't get me wrong, this is definitely the best this game has felt out of all the updates. Like this feels the best. There's always room for improvement. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's definitely feels better than it was with the previous update. Like this is definitely a step in the right direction. A lot of times I just point out the negative things or the things I want in the game, but this is definitely a good it's going in the right direction. Let's see. I'm going to upgrade my character. I'm going to go with health. I'm also going to gamble a little bit. I don't have 10 coins. Dang it. Need one more coin. So it's important to get those treasure chests and pick up as many coins as you can, because they do come into play by using these and by opening these things over here, because these cost coins as well. So you can just avoid grabbing the coins, but you're going to regret it later, because a lot of stuff does rely on buying these new perks and whatnot. Are all the rooms always inside, or are there outside rooms? I think they're always inside. Because I think, Kyle, you said like this game is kind of supposed to take place like under the ocean, like in the darkest depths of the ocean. So, you know, if there wasn't a roof on these things, everything would just kind of flood. At least that's the way I look at it. So I don't believe there are any outside levels. I believe you're always like in some kind of room. So let's continue. I think we got to go through here. And we got a mage. Come on, buddy. Really like the death animations on certain enemies too. Treasure chest. And also putting more of those kind of secret room things throughout the level, but having them spawn in different parts. Like maybe, because whenever I come across this room, like the secret level thing is always in the same spot. So like once you do it once, you know it's there. And you can either choose to get it or you can just run past it. But I think if these were kind of randomized throughout the game, you know, kind of like hiding behind different things, like like they'd be in different rooms, but they'd still lead to a secret room. You know, that way it varies it up, but you're not going to get it in the same spot every time. You know what I mean? Lee J, how you doing, Lee J? It's been a while, man. How you been? How you been, Lee J? How you been, bro? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. You guys, this is what you guys need to do. You guys need to hit that little bell icon, because that will let you know whenever I'm streaming. You get a little notification on your phone. And I'll be like, yo, Keep Comic Game On is streaming. And you can hop in and you can say hi. Because hitting the subscribe button just isn't good enough anymore. According to YouTube, you got to hit subscribe. You got to leave the likes. And then you got to like do 3 different things now. You got to leave a comment. Otherwise, YouTube's not going to put me in your newsfeed. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Take out that first. Take out this guy next. You're dead. You're dead. Oh. I know those guys explode. And these guys, where you at? Where you at? These guys just kind of warp through the level. Upgrade. I'm gonna go with health. Oh god. Okay. Oh, hello. Jump height is decreased. Okay. Well, that sucks. Boobs hit the flag by mistake. Been a while since I've been in your streams. Yeah, Lee J, like, where you been, bro? In your defense, though, like, I have been kind of slacking as far as streaming goes. I've been getting back into it, but I was gone for quite some time. Just got busy with work and everything. I've been on vacation for like the last 9 days. I go back to work tomorrow, though, so my vacation's over. But I will be trying to stream at night more often, because that's really the only time I have to stream. So my streams will usually take place at night, unless it's my day off. Then sometimes it'll be like afternoon. But if you hit the bell icon, you'll know exactly when I'm streaming, because we'll get a little notification. Let's see. I'm going to go up here. Oh, there we go. That new enemy type. It's that little bombardier dude. And that little bombardier guy is also a big boss you come across. It's like just a giant version of it. But I really like that they're like in the level now, because they kind of bob and weave too. I like that. I don't know if I like the fact that they kind of just run away from you, because I feel like the enemy should always try to kill you. They shouldn't like hit you a couple times and like run away to a different part of the level, because it you know, it like doesn't exactly make sense. Like they're supposed to be trying to kill you, so they should like maybe like dodge, maybe go away for a while, but then come back. You know what I mean? Like they'll maybe run away, but then come back at you. I feel like that guy just kind of ran away and he's not coming back. I might have killed him though, but like enemies should definitely try to avoid being killed, but they should also be trying to kill you at the same time. And I know that enemy was like literally just added with this new update, so it's not going to be perfect, like right out of the gate. But you know, I'm just throwing out ideas here. Okay, buddy, enough of that. Enough. Enough. All right, all right, all right. I'm going to die. Oh man, oh god. I had 0.4 health, and I'm still alive. Because I'm just that good, guys. I'm just that that good. Okay, I'm gonna take out this guy real quick. Oh, here we go. Come at me, bro. Oh, God. And you don't want to let them bite you because they do a lot of damage. Once these guys are a little bit more refined, dang it! Got hit. Depends on what, sure make hours than I have now. Want to trade. I work from 9 to 9 tomorrow. Oh, dang. Don't work tomorrow. What do you do? Depends on what they want. Who? The shift. Adam. Michael Walker. Can't do the first. How you doing, Michael? It's been a while, man. How you been? How you been, man? We're getting some guys that have been here before. I'm seeing some familiar faces. We got to get this channel more active, guys. I'm doing my best. I'm grinding. The thing is, when you're on YouTube, if you kind of slack off for like a week, a month, sometimes a couple days, YouTube stops putting your stuff in people's newsfeed, even if you do start uploading again. So it's like you take a week off, and it's like you're starting over at 1 again. Like you're starting off at the starting line again. So I'm trying to get back into it. Trying to get subscribers more active. So hopefully I will see you guys again in the next stream, because I do think these streams are a little bit more entertaining when I have people to talk to, as opposed to just talking to myself. I mean, I guess I am talking to myself, but like I'm also talking to you. You know, I mean, you're not in the room with me, but you're with me. You know. So trying to get subscribers more active. So you gotta hit that bell icon, guys, because I am gonna be streaming more. You don't want to miss it. I mean, you might want to miss it, but you don't want to miss it. Okay, let's do this. I'm just going to take these guys out from way back here. And again, if you make it so as soon as an enemy gets hit, it kind of knows you're there, and it like starts attacking you. Because right now you can kind of cheat the system and kind of stay a distance away, and then just kind of pick them off. And even if you do add a sniper rifle, you know, you can make it so, you know, it takes a couple snipes, takes a couple bullets, a couple slugs from your sniper to kill an enemy, but as soon as that first bullet hits, it's going to start coming toward you, and it's going to, you know, start dodging. Oh, you're a filmmaker. Nice. What kind of films you make, man? Make like indie films, or like, oh, what you do, bro? Maybe one day. No, oh, not the professional. Okay. I wanted to be a filmmaker at one point. I used to make a lot of videos with my friends, but then I kind of moved to a different state. Didn't have a lot of friends in that state. A lot of friends that want to make videos with me, so that's when I started doing YouTube gaming. You know, because these I can make by myself. Like I don't have to have a camera crew or, you know, actors to be in it or scripts or anything. I can just kind of do it myself, because I do love making content, but you kind of have to work with what you got, and when you don't have people to make videos with, you kind of have to do it by yourself. And I like gaming too. Like, I love gaming, so I kind of put the two together, and here we are. And that's how it all happened, guys. That's how it all happened. Again, Mr. E-Meat, thank you again for the donation. I appreciate it. Helps keep the lights on, helps me get new games and when they come out. Helps me get the new games when they come out. Let's see. Who said they were a filmmaker? Michael Walker. Did you say you're a Mr. E-Meat. You're a filmmaker. Mr. E-Meat, do you make YouTube videos? I'm like, do you make gaming YouTube videos? Does anybody in the chat make gaming YouTube videos? You don't have to have a giant channel or anything, but does anybody like do Let's Plays and live streams? Because I'm hoping some of you get this game so we can, like, you know, give the dev more ideas. He's in the chat right now. His name's Kyle Gilmore. He's watching. He watches my streams because I try to give a lot of feedback, because I think it just helps the game become better. And a lot of developers, they don't care what your Like, they don't care what their player base says. They're like, oh, this is the way the game's going to be. I'm not changing it. This is my vision. This is how it's going to be. And they don't really take the players' opinions into account. But Kyle, he's really good at, like, you know, listening to everybody's ideas. He doesn't put every idea into the game because he's just one guy. He can't, you know, he kind of has to pick and choose. Some ideas work, some ideas don't. But he definitely listens to his community. And that's a big reason why I play this game, because it feels like, you know, I'm kind of helping make it as well. You kind of feel like you're a part of something a little bit bigger. So the more people that get this, and the more people that give feedback and do Let's Plays, and, you know, kind of get the community building, I think it'll just make things a lot more fun. So if anybody does do videos, check this game out, and, like, we can do content. Like, you guys can make a video, try to get as far as you can, see how many coins you get, and then I can make a video and kind of compare. Because, again, this game is kind of flying under the radar at the moment. I think I'm like one of the very few people that are making videos about this game. Like 8 or 10 months ago, like, some other YouTubers made some videos, but, like, nobody's really mentioned it since. I think a lot of people just kind of forgot about it. But I'm trying to bring it some more attention because I think it's worth it. There's not a lot of these games out here, these first-person roguelike shooter games. Razorback is my favorite gun, guys. Okay, this is my favorite gun. You can shoot the... Wait, this isn't my favorite. Is it my favorite gun? Wait. Yeah, this is my favorite gun. Okay. It's my favorite gun because you can shoot these, like, grenades, and they'll stick on the wall, and then they'll explode, like, a couple seconds later. Or you can shoot the grenades. They'll stick on the wall, and you can use the Alt fire button, and you can explode them all at one time. Actually, I can't do that at the moment because the Alt fire takes energy. But it's really cool to kind of link up your kills, because, like, if the room's full of bad guys, you can kind of shoot a bad guy, shoot another bad guy, shoot another bad guy, hit that Alt fire, and then they'll just all explode at one time. It feels so good. So this is by far my favorite gun in the game. What does the wish list do for you? Wish list helps so much. Well, a lot of times, I mean, I'll let Kyle answer that, but a lot of times, you know, when you wish list a game, it kind of tells Steam to kind of give you updates. Like, when the game gets released, it lets everybody know when it's released. Because a lot of times you can wish list a game even before it's playable on Steam. So the more people that wish list it, the more people are going to get notified when it actually comes out, and the less people will forget about it. Because sometimes you'll wish list a game, you're like, oh, that looks cool, wish list it. I mean, you'll be like, that game looks cool, then you just forget about it. When you wish list it, Steam, like, doesn't let you forget about it, because they'll, like, send you notifications like, this game is live now. So I imagine that's part of what helps people wish list, because, you know, people forget. Like, I'll come across games and I'll forget about them, so I have to, like, wish list them, or I'll have to, like, take a screenshot, or I'll have to write it down. Because a lot of times I forget my birthday half the time. If Facebook didn't tell me when my birthday was, I would honestly probably forget. Because I have terrible memory. Steam uses wishlist as a metric for how much to show. Oh, nice. That's cool. I did not know that. So they kind of promote it more. That's cool. So it's kind of like the same way with YouTube. Like, the more likes a video gets, the more watch time a video gets, the more they kind of promote it on the sidebar and stuff. That's why I tell people to like my videos, and share them, because the watch time and the likes and the amount of comments on videos, that tells YouTube that, hey, people are actually people are watching this. I'm going to promote this video more. And because I am a YouTube partner, the more YouTube promotes it, the more people see it, the more people watch those commercials, the more YouTube gets paid, because they take a percentage out of everything I make, which I don't make a lot. But the more they promote people that actually get views, the more they make money. Like, so it's kind of like a two-way street, kind of like a relationship. And I imagine it's the same way with Steam, because the more games Steam sells, the bigger percentage they get from those sales. So, like, if there's a lot of people wish listing a game, it's like, okay, there's a lot of people interested, Steam's going to push it more, so a lot of people buy it, and then they get that percentage. So that makes sense. Steam users wish... Okay, I read that comment. Michael says steamed hams. Steamed hams. But yeah, who here makes content? Does anybody actually make YouTube videos? You might have left a comment. I might have missed it. I might have missed it. Which door are we going in? There we go. I used to get so confused. That's why I suggested the door color. Because I would always go through the same door. I'd always backtrack and realize I was already in that room. I'm going to take out these real quick. Boom. There we go. There. Oh. That guy's got so many bombs on him. I have noticed a glitch in this room. Because I noticed that you took out the pedestal. This thing used to be sitting on a pedestal. Like there used to be like a round pedestal underneath it. Now it just kind of has like a bar sitting through it. This is just a statue, by the way, guys. That's why he's not trying to attack me. And I think eventually there's going to be like lore that kind of gives you a kind of a backstory on the game or like the character or whatnot. But there used to be a pedestal, and I've noticed that there's kind of like an invisible wall now. Like, so it's like the pedestal is almost still there, but it's not visible. And it kind of makes moving around in these rooms a little bit difficult because there is that, like I'm pressing forward, but it's not letting me go forward. So you kind of get hung up on these things. So that's just something I noticed when I was playing earlier. There's just kind of that invisible barrier. Like it goes up through the whole ceiling. I don't know if there's a way to fix that or not, but an invisible wall right there. It made getting this chest kind of hard because I kept getting stuck. Because like, kept getting stuck in there because of that invisible wall, but... Grab this coin. Let me grab this. Oh, you do make content. Sweet. Sweet. You do gaming videos, man? I think you said you streamed them on your laptop, but you were having some issues with OBS. I think that's what you were saying. And again, guys, this game is on sale right now. It's like $8. Normally it's $10. It's worth every penny. Okay, we're going through the door. I'm going to try to chain some enemy kills together so you can see what this gun is made of. Like, I'll shoot that guy, shoot this guy, I'll shoot this guy, I'll hit them all at once. Well, no, I need more energy for that. Oh, I'm almost dead too. I feel like the alt fire for this gun, it like needs to use less energy so you can use it more often. Because, like, it basically, I don't think it does more damage. It just makes the bombs explode faster. So you can kind of clear out a room faster. So I feel like your ult fire shouldn't take as much energy, so you can use it a lot more. Because it's really satisfying to just shoot a bunch of enemies, you know, and then hit it, and then boom, they explode. And, like, it's not doing it now for some reason. And I feel like I have enough energy for it. I have half a full thing of energy, but I'm hitting it, but it's like it's not doing it. It's not doing that alt fire. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. Live stream on PS4 a lot. Oh, nice, cool. Mr. Meat says gotta go. Thanks for the stream for sure, Mr. Meat. Hopefully I'll see you again. Kyle says I'll lower the cost. Okay, sweet. Yeah, because it's like it's I think I really love that effect. I'm going to spend some coins, though. Actually, let me upgrade my character. I'm going to go with... So what does the regeneration do again? Does that make my health regenerate? Or does that make my energy regenerate? I'm still kind of confused what the regeneration thing does. But I'm going to use it. Okay, so... Let me spend some coins here. I got 93 coins to spend. Didn't do anything. 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 Oh, I just wasted all that money. Okay, well, let's try this one. 10. Oh, I got magnetism. That makes the orbs and stuff attract to me from a further distance away. So I did get something out of that. Shoulder mortar. Oh, buddy. Now we got ourselves a shoulder mortar. Magnetism is upgraded again. Took away my energy. Got another jump, though. And we're out of that. Okay. Let's do this. But yeah, the energy consumption on the secondary fire mode for this gun definitely needs to be lowered, because it's really satisfying to use it, and it makes this gun like really fun. But when you can't use it as much, it lowers the fun factor. Okay, so we did that. Is there a mage still in this room? Whoop. I don't think I've been able to use it at all, actually. Yeah, it says I need more energy. Okay, let's continue. Remember, guys, hit that like button if you enjoyed the stream. Helps me out. Tells YouTube people actually watch my stuff. Whoa, buddy. I am going to die. I didn't even realize I had my bounce gun. Okay. I'm going to spend some... What? I'm going to kill this guy real quick. And then I'm going to spend some gold. And those little guys, those are the guys that explode, so you don't want to get too close to those. Also, I like the bounce gun because when every bounce does more damage, so if you kind of shoot in front of an enemy and ricochet it off, it'll do more damage, which I didn't realize until like a week ago, even though it says so. It says what the gun does when you pick it up. I just didn't read it, or I just forgot. Okay, so that regeneration does regen your health. Okay. Wait, maybe it doesn't. I saw my health go up. Or maybe it regens the health when you get the enemies killed or something. Oh no, it did regenerate it. Okay. Okay. So if you want a harder playthrough without regenning health as often, don't upgrade the regen thing. But I am going to try to spend some coins. Come on. Jump height increased. Jump height decreased. Okay. Damage. Ooh. It took away some health, but it did give me an upgrade on damage. I'm going to one more time. Come on. Nope. Okay. Wasn't meant to be. And again, we're having that issue where this thing is way too high to start off. So I guess I could try to jump over here, but I don't know. It still doesn't feel completely right. And again, just take away the bouncing mechanic of those projectiles. Just, I hate that mechanic. Really, really, really don't like them. Because even if you clear out a whole room, it seems like, of these eyeballs, their bouncing things still stick around, I think. And when you fight the, because there's like a giant eyeball boss as well. When you fight that guy, and he's like shooting out all of the projectiles that bounce around, it's just, it's just too hectic. Every bounce, you hear it in your headphones. It doesn't feel good. Doesn't sound good. So if you got rid of those bouncing things, it'd be amazing. Also, did these lasers actually hurt you? Yep, they do. Okay. Good to know. Wait. There was a treasure chest, and I missed it. Oh, oh God. And I'm getting hit. All right. Okay. Whew. Let's do it. Is there a mage? Nope. Oh. Anybody else? Think we got him. Slow time near death. Okay. Damage +1. Energy -1. Damage +2. Okay. I'm not going to risk anymore because we might get a negative thing. Second life. Okay. Alright, let's do this. So here's the big boss. So this has been changed up a little bit. Now he kind of moves around. I'm going to see if I can show it off real quick. Yeah, he kind of does move around the level. I've noticed that these pillars kind of get in his way, though. At least it feels like they get in his way. Because he's kind of like stuck in the corner right now. I don't know if that's meant to happen, but I feel like these pillars are kind of throwing him off. So I think maybe make him smaller so he avoids those, or just get rid of the pillars and only have pillars back here, or maybe have like smaller pillars and he can kind of go up and down around them. I don't know, but I feel like he's getting caught. He's getting caught up on those. We killed him though. I think you said you were gonna like make it so the bosses like dropped coins. I don't know if you put that in yet or if you changed your mind, but I haven't seen any coins drop currently. Because I killed him and nothing happened. I still think like some kind of treasure should just pop up, like be like boink, or like coins, like some instant kind of thing that's like, yo, here's your reward. And I mean, you can go through here, and there's usually I think they're always, wait, it's locked. Why is it locked? Why is it locked? We might have run into a bug, guys. I killed all the enemies, but this door is locked. Door is locked. Yep, we ran into a bug. So this run is probably not gonna. We're probably not gonna be able to complete this because we found ourselves a glitch, boys. That's why I do these playthroughs, though. So like I can find these glitches, so other people don't have to. See. But yeah, Kyle, that's a glitch. Door's locked. Doesn't open. That's probably going to be the end of our run because I don't think we can progress past that door, and I'm pretty sure there's not a... Actually, both doors are locked. Okay, yeah, so that's a glitch, Kyle. That door is locked. We can't go back, and this door is locked. We can't go forward. Yep, they're locked. And I don't think you dropped a key or something to, like, pick up. Not seeing a key. I don't think you have keys implemented at the moment. Yep, both doors are locked, so we're going to have to just restart. And I think I'm probably going to lose all that experience and stuff, too. I don't think it keeps it if you go back to the main menu. But yeah, I just, I can't go through. Door's locked. I'm hitting the F button. Nothing's happening. Go back here one more time. Try this door. Nope, F button, nope. And again, with these kind of archways, I feel like maybe they need to be shrunk a little bit because they kind of clip through things. They don't look as natural all the time. I don't know. Again, I'm nitpicking. Like, I'd rather have you work on other things before you work on that, but it saves if you use the menu. Okay. So we're gonna go back to the menu then. Go back to the menu then. So how exactly do you unlock more weapons? I think, do you have to like actually get to the end of the game to unlock a new weapon? Wait, collect coins unlocks new guns over time, lifetime. Okay, so you have to get to a certain amount of coins to unlock stuff. That works, I guess. What you could do though is like like on this splash screen, list every gun in the game, like just show every gun, but then have the amount of coins you have to get to unlock that gun next to each gun. So it will kind of show you, and you can kind of like know you're actually progressing. Because at the moment, I don't know what the next checkpoint is to unlock the next gun. And there's other issues with that too, because it's like when you first start the game, you own like the guns that spawn in the starting room are only the guns you have unlocked. I'm pretty sure. That might be right or might not be right. But it's like when you first start the game, I think this is the first gun you unlock, this bounce gun. So I would only ever get the bounce gun. But I feel like if you just put every gun in the game to start with, it would make things feel a lot more varied. It would vary things up a lot more, because then it's like you have a bigger pool of weapons to get randomly chosen. Because when the first, 10 hours, I would only be getting like maybe these two guns that would spawn in the same room. And a lot of times it would just be the same gun over and over again. So I feel like if you just had the whole palette of guns be randomly into that random drop pool when you first start, I think that would work better. Or maybe like lessen like how many coins you have to earn for each gun to unlock, because I feel like if a new player jumps in and they just keep getting the same gun every time, for the longest time I thought that that was the only gun I was going to get. Like I thought the only way to get other guns was to like find them throughout the level. So I don't know. I feel like it just needs to have the whole weapons pool be in that random generation like thing to start, if that makes sense. Not just every coin you collect is saved towards your guns. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. All right, because I think that would feel a lot better if you had just every gun in the game kind of have a chance to randomly spawn with you, because that varies things up a lot. It definitely varies up your run, because you have to kind of do your run different if you spawn in with the rocket launcher than if you spawned in with this. You kind of have to, it changes up the play style. I'm going to lessen the amount of coins after the scatter gun because the rest do feel really grindy. Yeah. And I've been playing for like 15 hours, I think, and I've only unlocked like, I think I just maybe unlocked this gun. So yeah, definitely try playing around with that. And like maybe list the amount of coins it's going to take to actually unlock, so you'd actually, you'd know if you were getting close. There in chest, you can find any gun, but unlocks is the only progression I have until I finish the boss soul system. Okay. Alright, let's hit new game. What time is it? But guys, I'm actually going to wrap up this stream, I think, because it is getting kind of late. It's 11:11. So I guess make a wish, because that's what you do when both numbers are the same, I think. I don't know. But I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, like it if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date. And if you want to get notified when I stream again or upload something, hit the little bell icon. I'm working on an update to fix the Bombardier issue now. Sweet, 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 sweet. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Check out Kyle Gilmore's channel. He puts updates and gameplays of the new updates he does when he's playing. If you want to check out the game for yourself, links are in the description. At least they should be. For the Steam page, and the Discord link for this game is also down there. At least it should be. So check those out, because I believe this game is on sale right now with the Halloween sale that's going on Steam. So check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for the subscribings. Thanks for the shares, comments, all that good stuff. I will be back on tomorrow probably. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Until next time, my name is Adam. And remember, keep counting the game on. Toodles!